All right. Welcome in, Nagy Nation. Kit Nagy here for Nagy on Sports. And we are right after the preseason Week 1 game, bringing you some requested Browns sim. We got the Titans, we got the Browns in Tennessee, and it's Week 8 after coming off the bye. Are the Browns 3-3 in this simulated season? And then the Titans are an impressive 7-0 coming into this ball game, so they've been red hot, having picked up Jackson Smith-Njigba, who is a superstar X Factor with Max Security as his X Factor. So he has been very good for these Titans, and then and they have played some very, very good ball. And I'm not sure, Lamar. I can't welcome in. I can't tell you exactly what the Ravens are. Phil may know, but I don't. He is on his way out. As soon as he gets this one kicked off for us, he is going to crash out after a long night, or possibly watching the game. I'm not sure what he's going to do with the rest of his evening, but I'm going to be calling this one, and we'll get this one going here for you. 0-5. Thank you, Alan. Appreciate that. Welcome in. Go Browns. And for those that got to see the preseason game, got to see some young rookies looking really, really good for these Browns. And the powers, the incredible prognostication and talent evaluation continues for AB, managing to find incredible talent and value in the draft, as his draft selections have continued to prove out, and did more so again here today in our preseason game against Jacksonville. Anyway, so Tannehill under center here for the Titans. King Henry, sole man in the backfield there for him. He hands it off to King Henry. He's going to work up the middle of the defense there. Nice little gain in some tight space. Pickup of 9 for Derrick Henry. 2nd and 1. Karen, welcome in. Mason, welcome. Go Browns. And a little pass out to the outside, dumping it off to his tight end. That will pick up the first down. Okonwo on the receiving end. A little handoff here. Derrick Henry, he's got some space. He's going to be tackled by a gang of tacklers out there, and he'll pick up another 6. 2nd and 4 here. Mason, that's funny. Yes, the young defensive lineman looking very good. As speaking of that D-line looking very good right there, tackling King Henry out on the perimeter, holding him short. A 3rd and 3 coming up. Back to pass Tannehill. He's got a man coming open, and that one is going to go for a first down. Tannehill now 2 for 2 for 16, hitting Woods in the stride, and an easy completion there. Greedy Williams in on the tackle. Yeah, absolutely. No first or second rounders, exactly, Allen. And Emerson with that incredible steal pick 6. That really kind of set it all off. Isaiah Thomas with a hat trick. He was incredible. Ford was great. He really balled out. Minus the 1 fumble, he'll have to re-earn some cred after that. But certainly a great effort all around from the young class. How about Bell as well? And I don't mean David Bell. I mean DeAnthony Bell, who was absolutely phenomenal on the defense. 2nd and 5 now. Tannehill unloads. He's got a man downfield. That's Woods again. And he's able to corral that near the sideline, and that's going to bring up a first down from the 16 now for Tennessee. Yes, Barry is absolutely magical with his drafting so far, and his roster construction has been absolutely phenomenal as well. His ability to play the cap gymnastics, create a roster with depth and talent, where we're homegrown talent that we bring out. That's what great franchises do, and we're starting to do exactly that. As that one should have been picked. MJ Emerson in on the, and what a day he had in that game. But man, he had an opportunity there, just not able to come away with it. 2nd and 10 now, a little handoff to King Henry. He's going to work up to the right side and meet some tacklers there after a gain of 3. Brings up a 3rd and 7. Yeah, it really sucks for Nick Harris. That was really rough. Phil mentioned that him getting carted off. Have to think he might be done for the season, sadly, which would really suck. And I guess, yeah, maybe call J.C. Treader as a touchdown out the outside, and that's King Henry coming down with it with 3 defenders all kind of around him. But none of them really making a play on the ball. Derrick Henry able to score that touchdown here for Tennessee, so they're going to take the early lead in this ball game on their first drive. But yes, definitely sucks for Harris, and saw a little bit of trouble with the center quarterback exchange on the very next play with Pocic coming in the very next play, and he obviously I don't think is as good as Nick Harris, which is why he obviously had not been starting to this point. So certainly not where you want to be there already on center depth, but I don't know what they're going to do, if they're going to look to get J.C. Treader back or not. Who knows? Yes, vote did go. Phil's correct. Vote did go in favor of keeping Brissett out there. Again, we just don't know. So here is Brissett. He is going to come out here in the 7th game here now for the Browns. There's a look at his numbers: 11 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 2,200 yards. Having to throw way too early and often in the season, and hopefully we've got that dialed in as we have plussed up the playbook's predisposition to running the ball, and we're going to get a run play right out the gate. Love that. Kareem Hunt out to the outside. Early establishment of the run game is so key. And 3 yards at a time, that's what you need. So there's 3. 2nd and 7 now after the first down run play. We'll hand off to Kareem Hunt again. He's going to work his way in traffic out to the outside on the left, and he's going to pick up another couple yards, but that's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 now, which that's really what you're looking to do, set up those 3rd and manageables, and here we are in a 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, back to pass is Brissett. He's going to unload to the outside, got a man, and that is Abercrombie who is going to gain the first down, and that's how you do it. Draw it up right past the line to gain. Got a target in sight, and Brissett puts it right on him, and Bryant's able to pick up that first down because of his depth. Now Chubb, with his first carry of the ball game, goes right up the middle and meets a handful of tacklers, but he does go for 3 for a 2nd and 7. It will come in 5:04. Now back to pass is Brissett. 4-man rush in his face. He unloads it to the outside, and he's got a man. I didn't catch the number. That is Kareem Hunt out there, and that is going to bring up a 3rd and 3 after a 5-yard pickup to Hunt out on the perimeter. Nice little unload there with pressure to his face. Chubb for the first down. What a run that was. Such a great effort play, and I love the fact, again, establishing the run game, getting those positive yards, and now a very consistent drive being set up first by that rushing attack is so important. And establishing it here early and often are the Browns, just what we all asked for. No, I didn't think it was odd at all, Phil, that they held him out. Obviously, he is QB1 when Deshaun is suspended. Yeah, they want him to get some experience, but you have to weigh that against, knocking off rust for Watson. If you're going to risk one of them, you don't want to risk the one that's most likely starting, week 1 for you. So it's a weird situation, though. They really need the clarity, but they're doing the best they can with the information they have. So I think they have to protect one of the 2 of them anyway. Handoff up the middle for Hunt, who goes for a handful of yards. Call it 4, 2nd and 6. Again, early and very often here for the Browns on the running game, and that is a recipe for success with the backfield and line that they have. A big hole opened up for Nick Chubb, right up the middle, stiff arm, and just shoulders into a dude. That was a beautiful run there from Nick Chubb, who just forced his way up to that 2nd level, and Hooker in on the tackle there, but not before Nick Chubb got some nice yardage and laid out some punishment. We're going to nice little shot there. He just decks a dude. Love that from Nick Chubb, and that's what a running back like Nick Chubb can do, even not in the zone. Love him seeing running like that, and for once running like the real Nick Chubb, even not in the zone. 1st and 10, out of the gun. Running back to the other hips, hands it off to one of them. Kareem Hunt explores the right side, but is only going to pick up 1 there. So a 2nd and 9. Landry in on the tackle. Out of the gun, Nick Chubb is going to be met in the backfield And that one was snuffed out very quickly by this defense. Long Jr. in on the tackle, so that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 now for the Browns. And really their first 3rd and long of the game. Hey, John, welcome in. Go Browns. Welcome in, Kish. Yeah, that's the other reason, Mason. I agree. If Watson does get injured, he's got, most likely quite a bit of time to try to recover from that injury. Obviously, you don't want to get him hurt if you can at all avoid it, but of the two, you got to protect one. So, little dump over the middle there, DPJ in on the action, but that's not going to be enough, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 3 from the 23, so you have to assume Cade York's going to come out here, try to get some points on the board for the Browns. Speaking of Cade York, another guy that had a very nice day today in the preseason game 1 against Jacksonville, where he was perfect in his kicking attempts and some really nice kickoffs as well, just dropping it inside of the 5 pretty consistently, giving his kick coverage an opportunity to get down there with some nice hang time, and just have to do a little bit better on the kick coverage, which we had been so good at in the past. Field goal is up and it's good, so that'll get the Browns on the board as Cade York puts it right through. Yes, so John, the vote went on the Discord channel, went in favor of leaving Brissett in there since there's so much unknown around the whole Deshaun Watson thing. So we're going to continue to explore what really a run-first attack, which we've finally balanced this playbook to give us the look we've been looking for. But for that run-first attack, more of the play-action boot game that you're going to expect more so out of Brissett with the game management, which is what we just saw on that drive right there. Little pitch out to the outside, a nice tackle out there on the perimeter, and guess who? MJ Emerson getting in, and what a day already here in the sim he's having to go along with his day in the preseason out there for the real Browns. He was absolutely incredible. We saw him in good coverage position all day, making firm tackles in the run game. Caught a couple spots where he was just showing his size and his ability out there, but then of course that pick where he just rips it out of the receiver's hand and goes for like 60 yards or whatever it was for a touchdown. It was incredible. Now pressure coming, he's just going to unload that out of bounds, does Tannehill, so that'll bring up 3rd and 14 now. Little snap back out of the gun. He's got Derrick Henry coming across the middle, but that is going to be well short of the line to gain, and so the Titans are going to have to punt here on a 4th and 7. Yeah, absolutely, Kishan. I was very disappointed with the effort from Schwartz. I don't know what was going on, if it was just the mental game, and I suspect that may be all it is just the pressure of being in the game, and that he's got some of the mental game to figure out. Like 90% of the NFL is in the mental game, unlike in college where it's 90% physical, 10% mental. It's the opposite in the NFL where it's 90% mental and 10% physical by comparison. Because everybody has the talent at that level and the physicality at that level, but it's those that really shine that have honed their mental game beyond everyone else. So I'm wondering if it's just mental at this point for him, and he's going to have to overcome that hurdle because catching the ball is obviously a huge part of what he needs to do for the Browns. Now under center is Brissett. He's going to hand off to Chubb right up the middle. Guess who? He's going to work through some tacklers and drag them across the line, and a nice first down carry for 10 there from Nick Chubb, carrying along Simmons along the way. Schwartz is Roberto Duran. That's funny. We'll see. I think he can still, get out of his own way. I think that's the biggest thing. It's, like I said, probably mental. But, oh, wow, what a run there from Hunt. Just kind of weaving through traffic and then running over a dude in the process. Kind of a mix between a shifty and a physical run. 2nd and 4, that one picks up 6. Back to pass now, Brissett. And he's going to throw out to the outside. He's got a man out there. And I think that's DPJ it is, who comes away with the first down catch on the sideline, his 2nd of the ball game now for 14 yards. But yes, he does have to work on his mental. It wasn't there. Nick Chubb right up the middle, big hole. Love the holes opened up by this offensive line and really sticking it to the Titans now and exerting their will. 57 yards already on the ground for these Browns, and that will only get extended if they continue to pound the ground game as they have so far. Yeah, it did. It reminded me of that a little bit too, Kishan. So you never want to see that, and hopefully he can put all that behind him. As Nick Chubb in the zone is going to get tackled at the line of scrimmage, and unfortunately that's going to count as a TFL for him and take him right back out of the zone. 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Brissett scrambling, pressure coming. He's going to fumble, and fortunately recovered by Conklin. Johnny on the spot. But man, that was a little bit scary there. I thought for a minute his arm was coming forward, but they ruled it a fumble on the field. And that one, fortunate just to be a sack as Conklin bails Brissett out. Yeah, I didn't have anything like that on the stream that I noticed, but yeah, I don't know. Back to pass on 3rd and 24 per Brissett. He's going to throw underneath, and falling out of bounds is Kareem Hunt, and so that obviously will not get it done, but a huge kick here. Call it 61 yards, 62 yards attempt. Did he hit that? No, I think he pushed it just right, but he had the leg on it impressively for York, but he just missed. And so instead, Tennessee is going to get set up with some incredible field position starting on their side of the ball. Or, excuse me, their side of the, or on the Brown side of the field. That's what I meant to say. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Tannehill to pass over the middle. He's got a man, and that one is going to go for some really nice yardage there. Tannehill now 6 of 8 for 76 and a touchdown, and that just a strike over the middle to his tight end, Austin Hooper, and picking up 20 there, the ex-Brown, and finding just a really nice gap there in the coverage as Delpit was hugely in trail. I don't know exactly how that broke down quite so badly for the Browns. Maybe a bit of miscommunication in the middle as Austin Hooper gets quite loose there in the middle of the defense. 1st and 10 now. We'll hand off to Henry. He's going to get absolutely upended right there, and Harrison is the tackler. And only a gain of 2 for King Henry. 2nd and 8 now. Another handoff to Henry. He is going to be met there at the line, out on the perimeter, and Winovich involved in that tackle. 3rd and 6. Back to pass. 3rd and 6. Pressure coming. He's going to throw that one away. Although, yes, I agree, Mason. I think Real Cade probably does hit it. He did have the length on it, just didn't quite have the accuracy. He was a little off to the right, I believe. Didn't get a great look at it, but it looked like it had just the length, but not quite just snuck it a little bit right, as that one is nearly blocked, but it is going to be good here. And so that is going to make it a 10-3 ball game here for the Titans. But yes, Alan, I agree. Should have been a punt, even with an incredible rookie. Even with York, you don't want to set him up for a long field goal unless that's to win the game kind of a thing. Certainly not in that kind of a situation, because a turn of events. If he just misses it for whatever reason, from there he's setting up exactly what just happened. The opportunity for the other team to have great field position and potentially score relatively easily. Here, a big hole for Chubb as he is going to get to the second level with no one around him after sneaking through a relatively small hole, but then nobody behind that. And again, credit the blocking up front and continuing to ground and pound. Here are the Browns, and just what you had been asking for, as this revamped playbook seems to be doing what we had hoped. Hey, Earl, welcome in. Go Browns. Yes. Jerome Ford, one of the young rookies in the preseason, looking absolutely phenomenal out there. Some really shifty moves for him. A really nice catch there for the touchdown. Nice concentration to bring it in as he was going down. All kinds of nice play from from Jerome Ford. Had to be very happy with him. Patient runs, hitting blockers, and then bouncing out afterwards. I mean, oh, wow, what a run there. Speaking of nice runs, Kareem Hunt providing his own nice run, kind of working his way through some tacklers and then also carrying some more to the line to gain and picking up a first down with his third effort. Yes, we are a running team, and we have some excellent runners as we saw today. Really just an absolute stable of guys, 4 of them, if not 5. It's another nice run up the middle. Nick Chubb just bowling over tacklers. And he, in this game, even not being in the zone, is looking like Nick Chubb. I like it. Yeah, Emerson for 6. That was an incredible play, and really that's the play that flipped it for the Browns and the young talent that really got them juiced and got them up and going. And credit him. I mean, he had a good game all around early on from play 1 all the way through. He played very well. I was very impressed with MJ Emerson, but especially that play was just wild. Nice pulling little tackle there, and Chubb fighting through tacklers again, and that's been like the staple of the game. They keep going to that, where he just hits that hole so quick and then is into that second level, and Tennessee so far hasn't had an answer for it as that secondary is just getting punished by Nick Chubb as he is just lowering the boom play after play right up the middle and hitting those secondary players very hard as he a little stiff arm to break through one and just pulls over another. That's Byard who just gets leveled, and Nick Chubb just looking so good here. First and 10 now for the Browns from the 22. Out of the gun is Brissett. He's going to hand it off. Or no, he's going to fake the handoff and a little keeper there as he tries to gain the edge and actually does manage to work and almost get the edge, but picks up 6 in the process and Byard in on the tackle. Little ginger after the hit he got from Chubb. A little handoff now to Nick Chubb again, fighting through traffic and gets to the line to gain as he had a very nice run there, and he's back in the zone, so look for him to continue with the incredible rushing performance and breaking tackles. A little fake to Chubb as he rolls out, boot to the right. Brissett, he's got all kinds of time, but he's just going to throw that one away as that one really was well covered downfield. Hey, Marlo, welcome in. Little gun formation here. Brissett back to pass, 4-man rush. Well blocked, he's got the levels concept, Cooper! And Cooper is just deep enough to pick up the first down, and that's going to bring up a first and goal from the 1. Nick Chubb in the zone in a goal line set. See what they do. Handoff is not to Chubb. It's a play action, and just an ugly throw. That was well behind one receiver and well in front of the other. Very odd throw there from Brissett. Now the handoff to Chubb, and he's going to walk in easily, absolutely untouched into the end zone, well blocked up front. And that's who you want to have carrying the ball in on the 1-yard line, especially when he's in the zone. And with his break tackle ability, he is so good. As that is nicely blocked out on the outside, and Nick Chubb really just uncontested here. As well as had a nice block. He was actually on the wrong side of the block, but manages to bring his guy in anyway. Just kind of letting the run pressure work its way interior as they looked like he was trying a stunt, but it didn't work obviously as just Wills kind of rode it inside, allowed it to happen, and then Nick Chubb took it to the outside and an easy touchdown. Yeah, Nick Chubb will make a lot of things palatable. He is an incredible player in his own right. For those that are on the Discord, saw that chart, or even on Twitter, or there have been some news articles about it as well, just the incredible graphic from PFF about his, which running back, if you're looking for explosive running plays, look no further than Nick Chubb, who is in a league absolutely amongst himself in the far right corner of the graph, and nobody's even near him. Just incredible statistics. Well, first and 10, handoff here. What a stiff arm there from Derrick Henry, but he's going to be met by a swarm of defenders immediately afterwards. So after that impressive throwdown, Henry's only going to pick up 1, 2nd and 9. 10-10 ball game. Back to pass, pressure in his face, he unloads it, he's got a man downfield, but the coverage is there. Denzel Ward step for step, and that one just overthrown from Tannehill, now 3rd and 9. And remember, these Tennessee Titans are 7-0 right now in the sim against these 3-3 Browns. The Browns are up to the task so far in this 10-10 ball game. Over the middle, he's got a man, and he catches it right there. And that is going to be obviously a first down here as Treylon Burks is on his first reception for 18. And Ronnie Harrison in on the tackle. No, I haven't seen anything yet on Nick Harris. If you watch the replay of it, it looked really bad. And obviously went off on a cart. It's never a good sign. Now, apparently I heard talk that he was, was able to put some weight on it after the fact, which may be good, but, we'll see. Obviously fear the season ender. That certainly not what you want. Is JOK in on a tackle there? A nice little pursuit from him. His second of the ball game, 2nd and 5 now. A little I formation for Tennessee under center. A little fake to Derrick Henry, and then unloading downfield. He's got a man, but I think he's out of bounds. And what a force out that was from Denzel Ward, 3rd and 5, as he goes up against Hooper and just shoves him out of bounds before he can get his feet in. 3rd and 5 now. Pressure coming. Almost sacked. And then a duck downfield, but it lands short of anybody able to make a play on it. So that'll bring up 4th down. I thought for a minute we might see a sack, and I thought for a second after that we might see a pick, but neither actually comes to fruition, and we only have an incomplete in 4th and 5 with the punt, as that pressure was right there. It was Clowney right in his face, causing that ugly, ugly throw. Earl, I am worried about Schwartz. I thought he would be much better than this in the game. As that was a nice punt out of bounds at the 12, bring up a first down for Brissett and the Browns from there. You hate seeing those drops. They were just not good. Bad drops, concentration drops, some very should have been caught balls, and you can't be doing that. I think that's mental at that point, and that's a hard thing to overcome. He's got to get that. Is it unloading his Brissett downfield? He's got a man down there, single coverage, but DPJ unable to come away with it. Is a bit of an awkward situation there, kind of neither playing actually on the ball. I don't know if they lost it in the lights there or something, but who knows. 2nd and 10 here. Little fake handoff, boot to the outside. Brissett searching. He's going to unload downfield. He's got a man out on the sideline. Did he get his feet in? DPJ. And yes, he did. First down, Browns. What a catch that was. Incredible from DPJ. His 3rd reception, now 52 yards for him. And that his finest of the night. But yes, if it becomes a pattern where he's just not catching the ball and he's got the dropsies, I mean, wow, look at this toe tap. Ooh, my goodness, that is so close. That is so close, but no challenge, and it's going to stand. So the Browns are going to get it right there, midfield on the 50-yard line. Little handoff to Nick Chubb. Why not? He's going to work through a tackler and through a blocker at the same time. And he is now nearing the 100-yard mark with 97 and a touchdown. 2nd and 2 after that pickup of 8. Yeah, the toes for DPJ was just absolutely wild. Such a good catch there. What body control that took. Kareem Hunt with the dump off there. He's going to pick up a first down. That his 3rd reception, 12 yards for him. It through the air. A little handoff to Kareem Hunt, and he is going to be snuffed out relatively quickly out there on the perimeter. No gain. A little tight bunch formation now out of the gun. Kareem Hunt on the left hip. Puts kind of 4 skill guys all in that little area. A little quick dump off on the drag to Cooper. And Cooper's going to pick up 4. Excuse me, just a couple. 3rd and 6. Actually, no, it was 4. So that was stops for no gain. They'll dump off. There's Cooper again. He's going to fight his way to the first down.
Get ready.
And his 3rd reception goes for a first down. Alan, it's been relatively even from what I can tell. DPJ will have his moments, certainly. He's been very consistent at times. We've seen him in this game do some nice stuff, but Cooper has been very reliable as that target number 1 is Hunt with a really nice run out on the outside. A little shifty juke kind of in the hole there, making a guy miss, and then continuing to fight through some contact as the Browns are driving nicely now to the 13 in this 10-10 ball game. Nice little cut right there, and then fighting through some contact to gain some additional yards right at the end. And Chubb's going to come back out on the field. 1st and 10 now for the Browns. Out of the gun. He's going to hand it off to Chubb. He's got, through a tackler. What a hit that was. And that's going to pick up 3 for Nick Chubb. That was a punishing run. It only got 3, but that hurts. And, wow, what a stiff arm that was, fighting through another tackler. And Nick Chubb, what a night he is having. Brings up a 3rd and 6. And again, those few yards, they may not seem like much, but those are so important. Bringing up a 3rd and 6, that's such a big difference than a 3rd and 10, 3rd and 14, 3rd and 20. And it's, as Brissett is, speaking of which, I was just about to talk about how not being in the passing sets all the time leads to fewer sacks. We saw one there, but that's been one of the very few examples in this game. I think that may be his first. 4th and 21 now is going to bring out York for the field goal attempt. But, of course, he's going to put it up and through. So that'll put the Browns up ahead 13-10 here in the ballgame. Yes, Isaiah Thomas was incredible in that game. And what a steal in the 7th round that was. Just purely magical in his first effort in the brown and orange. Yeah, Alan, absolutely. I agree. Just Nick Chubb alone has probably dished out more punishment than the entire Titans team. Well, we're glad you're here today, GameStar. Appreciate it, and we really enjoy putting these together for you all. 1st and 10, back to pass to Tannehill. Pressure is coming, 4-man rush, but he is going to unload it deep. He's got single coverage out there, but overthrown from Tannehill. That's the 2nd he's airmailed long in this one to bring up a 2nd and 10. And that one kind of airmailed probably because of the pressure. 4-man rush again. Pressure coming. He's going to get sacked. Meet you at the quarterback, and Jadeveon Clowney comes away with that sack. As that pressure was all over Tannehill, and he had nowhere to go. 3rd and 19. They'll hand off at the middle. He's got Derrick Henry, and Henry's going to make to the secondary there and pick up most of the yards to gain, but he is held short. And so the Titans are going to punt, as he was 3 yards short of the line to gain. And so that one is going to bounce into the end zone for a touchback here. And so Brissett's going to come back out on the field, and he's going to get to work from his own 20. Second and 6 after that little dump off out to the perimeter there. Brissett back to pass. He is going to unload again to the perimeter. I think he was out of bounds. Yes, he was. 3rd and 6. I didn't even catch who that was. May have been Kareem Hunt. Back to pass. He's got a man coming to the outside. That's Cooper, and he is going to make the... Oh, no, excuse me, DPJ. And DPJ with a nice grab out there with his 4th reception of the ballgame. That one good for another 1st down. A minute 15 here in half. 1 timeout remaining here for the Browns. And DPJ with a really nice reception here, going out of bounds to stop the clock. Hey, Keith, welcome in. And yes, it is odd to see Aditi working with the Browns. I mean, I like it. I like Aditi a lot. I've liked her for a long time. I think she's one of the finer reporters. She actually has her craft together as a hugely aired downfield. He's got a man, and DPJ just plays defender down there as that one was a little off target, and DPJ was a little bit behind, but able to knock it away. That'll bring up a second 10. But Aditi is absolutely a very well-rounded reporter. She knows her stuff. She talks intelligently about the AFC North in many regards. I have a lot of respect. As this one nearly picked and then nearly caught on the tip drill there, but it goes incomplete, 3rd and 10. Yeah, she is great. She's really. I have a lot of respect for Aditi, and I always have, and so I'm really happy to see her working with the Browns more closely now. As thrown underneath there from Brissett, he does complete it, and a timeout quickly taken as the Browns are going to have to punt, and Tennessee trying to preserve some clock here as we are working towards under 50 seconds. Fielded at, the 16-yard line and immediately tackled. After that punt, so that's where Tannehill's going to take it with 48 ticks left in the half in a 13-10 ball game, and about 3/4 momentum bar towards Cleveland. Now back to pass. 4-man rush. Pressure's coming. And ugly throw, but he does get it out to his man. And another timeout taken very quickly. 5-yard pickup there. Lucky to get that one away and for it to be received. Newsome right there on the coverage. 2nd and 5. Back to pass. Pressure coming. He unloads. He's got a man downfield. And in and out of his hands as Wards came and made contact right after the ball arrived and jarred it loose. Unable to come away with that. I believe that was Woods. Pressure coming, and that's going to be a sack. Myles Garrett gets in there. And that, the timeout taken, that may have been the Browns taking their last timeout as they're going to have to punt. They did. That was their last timeout. 4th and 15 here, 30 ticks left. So they might, depending on where this ends up, they might have a short field, depending on how this return is. Oh, nice little cut there. Nice little return from David Bell. And he does set them up with some fairly nice field position here, but only 20 ticks left, no timeouts. They're going to have to use the sidelines here very effectively, maybe one or two plays to the sidelines and then try to kick either a field goal or go immediately to the end zone. So relatively limited what you can do here in your playbook to try to get some points on the board because you're not in Cade York range just yet. 1st and 10, out of the gun. And out to the outside, but Nick Chubb works into the field. That is a mistake that Nick Chubb would never make, as that is going to just take us to halftime as he was tackled well in bounds, as the whole point of throwing it out to the perimeter is so that the receiver can then take it out of bounds and stop the clock. Obviously, you don't want to be throwing it underneath in those positions anyway. But here we go to halftime, 13-10 ball game. And, obviously, it's been, a bit of a back and forth, duke 'em out kind of game. But love having the Browns really establish that run game. And you can see it there on the stat line. They've been very effective on the run game. And those holes continue to open up as that O-line has been exerting its will out there in this one. Yes, I like the Donovan-Zagura combination. I was a little worried with Zagura that he might try to talk too much. But he actually... He was better than I had feared he might be. He ended up being, I think, the appropriate balance. I certainly know as the color guy on this channel how much of a challenge that can be, and I struggle with that. Not talking over my play-by-play guy in Phil, and he's very gracious about it. But I struggle with that at times. I was worried that Zagura, knowing how much he likes to talk, that he might also struggle with that at times. But he was very good on the call. And I was very impressed. He was excellent. Knew his stuff, obviously, as he always does. He's just a wizard when it comes to doing his homework and knowing his stuff. He was great on the call. His timing was excellent, and he worked very well with the voice, who is, of course, is the consummate professional and the best in the business, bar none. 3rd and 7, airing it deep as Brissett. He's got a man, DPJ, down there, and DPJ is going to be boxed out by the defender. And neither really able to make a play on the ball. So that will bring out the punt formation for Cleveland. And Bajorquez is going to left foot this one down the field down to the 28 where the fair catch is made.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Yes, 101 in the first half from Nick Chubb is exactly the recipe for success. So GameStar, in the version, the momentum bar is there at the top above the score. That's that orange that you're seeing, and that was a product of when they released it with the game as part of a new feature in Madden 22, which is what this is. I'm sure they'll probably have it again in Madden 23. I haven't seen confirmation of that, but I would assume they're going to keep it. Usually they keep their new releases in follow-on games when they have success, at least. We'll dump off there, gets 8, and Henry tries for the first down, but I think he might have been held short there. But no, actually a generous spot is going to get him across the line in the first down for Tennessee. But that's what I mean by the momentum bar up there at the top. Came out with Madden 22. It shows you kind of, who's, there's always been an internal momentum metric in Madden. We've always known that they kind of carry games by momentum. But now they actually just bring that out for you and actually has some advantages for teams when they've got the momentum. As you can see, Ward now in the zone there at the bottom of your screen. Hand off to Derrick Henry. Almost tackled there at the perimeter, but he fights through that tackle and then a 2 more and gains a first down. That was just a physical run there from Derrick Henry, able to shed several tacklers before Delp at front and it brings him down. Oh, yeah, no, I would never count out the Browns, John. I think they've got an incredibly talented roster. I don't care who they're going against. I think they can go toe-to-toe with anyone in the NFL, even with Brissett at the helm or whoever at the helm. Josh Dobbs, what a day he had. He was very impressive in his first action in the brown and orange. I was very impressed. And obviously those weren't starters he was going against, but he was showing, kind of that moxie and student of the game, knowing exactly what to do, making good reads, very settled under center. His feet were calm. He wasn't rushing stuff. I really liked what I saw out of Josh Dobbs. So he was impressive, making good decisions to run with the ball when that was the better option. He was very savvy back there. So with the way this roster is as it's constructed, with the best O-line arguably, and then with no argument the best running back and running back tandem and running back trio, and probably the best running back quad of any squad in the NFL, after we saw the incredible performance from Ford tonight. But with that running attack that they're going to have to bring to bear in these games, there's a fake field goal here from Tennessee. They're going to air it. They've got a man, and it's caught. Did he give him the yard line to gain? They did. Forward progress, and a fake field goal goes the way of Tennessee. Wow. 1st and 10. Rarely do we see those work. King Henry's going to get another shot here with the ball in his hands. But yes, and then the other part, Phil brings it up right there. He's exactly right. Is the defense. The defense is incredible. I think they have every opportunity to pick. This one could go. Who is that? Is that Denzel on the other side of the field? It is Denzel Ward. I'm not sure what he was doing on the other side of the field there, but he's going to score. Touchdown, Browns. What a pick as he just comes out of nowhere, jumps the route on the opposite side that he normally plays from. I guess they're switching him in. He may have been in the slot here. Yeah, he was. He was playing a little bit of slot. Is Denzel Ward working on the inside, and he just jumps that route, and Tannehill never saw it. Denzel is easily into the end zone. No contest. Sorry, caught me by surprise. Was not expecting Denzel to be playing out of position there, which is why I wasn't sure who that was. I was, normally Denzel plays to as we're looking at it this way, to the near side of the field, down at the bottom of the screen. He normally plays on that boundary corner side, so we're not used to seeing him play in the slot. Not that he can't; he's incredible out of the slot. And, sometimes we may very well see that depending on what the lineup looks like for the corners. There's such a deep room. They can play greedy out there, and we obviously saw what M.J. Emerson can do. Play him out of the boundary. Maybe Newsome is hurt. You don't have a slot that you like as well, so maybe you throw Ward in if Newsome is injured, because he would normally in a nickel situation would be your slot player. So if you would be in that position, Newsome out for an injury, bring Ward into the slot, then you've got boundary corners in M.J. Emerson and Greedy Williams, or perhaps M.J. Emerson and A.J. Green, or even Williams and Green, or any combination of those guys that are all excellent boundary corners, as we've seen. 2nd and 4 now, handoff to Derrick Henry. He's going to gain the yard line to gain and then force through about 4 tacklers. As an incredible run from him as he's starting to show his stuff up here, and not to be tackled by these Browns, really having to bring a whole host of tacklers to bring him down. Oh, is that Jackson Smith and Jigba he jumped the route of? I didn't catch that, Phil. If so, yeah, some Buckeye on Buckeye. First and 10, a little delayed handoff. King Henry, he's going to get tackled at the line to gain. Not going to get through the tackle of Chase Winovich, who brings him down very quickly there. 2nd and 10, no gain. Yeah, no, I think that's very possible, Mason. I agree. A little dump off to King Henry and quickly tackled by JOK, who was right there, only a pickup of 2, 3rd and 8. Oh, Ford. I think Ford was going to make the team anyway because he's been incredible. And first of all, he's a draft pick. I think that's always a good chance. They like to keep draft picks if they can, especially if they show out to be what they hope they were, as that one's going to go for a first down here. A little dump off over the middle, and that was Traylon Burke on the reception. Traylon Burks on the reception. Got to put the S on his name. I certainly think that he already had a high chance of making the roster with the preseason or the mini camp he had, the training camp he's had, and now his preseason effort. But yeah, that game really, really cemented it. There's no way he doesn't make this squad now. 1st and 10, handoff up the middle, because obviously we can see what they like about him. We saw it all over the field. Back to pass. 2nd and 7. Pressure coming. He's going to throw that one away. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 7 after the pressure forces Tannehill to throw that one away. Working from the Browns 33. A little over the middle. He's got his man. And that one is caught. And there's Jackson Smith and Jigba. His 4th reception of the ball game. Yeah, Earl, absolutely. Can't praise AB highly enough for his roster creation, his drafting, everything about what he's done ever since he came into this front office has been genius level. I really have no bones to pick whatsoever with anything he's done. As a nice play there from Myles Garrett in coverage, but coming up like a monster to make a big tackle on Derrick Henry. Nice tackle there in open space. 2nd and 10. Out to the outside, there's Derrick Henry again on the reception, but that one goes out of bounds and only a few. 3rd and 5 now. Back to pass, 4-man rush. Unloading over the middle. He's got a man right to the end zone, but just short of it. I thought for a minute he was going to score the touchdown. That was Woods on the reception, his 3rd of the ball game, but that's going to set up a 3rd and goal from the 1-inch line. As somebody jumped, and that's not what you want to do on a 1st and inches from the 1-inch line. Now setting up a 3rd and just over 5. Or excuse me, I keep saying 3rd. 1st and just over 5. Handoff to Derrick Henry. He's met in the backfield. What a tackle that was. As Tommy Togiai is going to get in there. A little run penetration there. And get a tackle in the backfield. 2nd and goal from the 6. Derrick Henry is forcing through some tacklers, but fortunately, enough Browns get to the area and bring him down. at the 3. 3rd and goal now from the 3, emptying out the backfield. Interesting here from Tennessee with King Henry on the roster. They're going to go for it from the back out of the end zone, but then Derrick Henry uncovered. Put him out on the perimeter and, essentially the run game, it's pretty easy and you don't have any coverage on him. I'm not sure what happened there, but that was much too easy for the Tennessee Titans as they get in for that touchdown. Pretty much uncontested. A little bit of a rub route out there, obviously, so King Henry came wide open, but nobody able to respond, and that was too easy. So that'll make it a 20-17 ball game. Pulling within 3 are the Tennessee Titans here. A minute 44 remaining in the 3rd quarter, but again, the momentum still solidly in Cleveland's favor here, and their offense has been very good. So obviously they are built for the running game, and they are, by extension, built to run time off of the clock. So that's what they're going to look to do here, and hope to put together a very long, extensive drive to take off a lot of time and end with a touchdown, ideally.
Welcome in, everybody. I made it.
Hey, welcome, Phil.
Big run from Hunt. Let's go. Love to see. I was watching it. My wife and I were just watching the actual game, fast forwarding through commercials and stuff. So I just finished it.
Nice.
I wanted to make sure I watched it before I hopped on the stream because everybody was wanting to be talking about it. So
right.
A great game for the depth of the roster for sure. Showing that we're pretty deep, and guys like Jerome Ford, Isaiah Thomas, D'Anthony Bell trying to make this squad,
Yep. Well, if anything, that preseason game was just a masterpiece. That was a masterpiece in particular for Andrew Berry. That proved just the level of genius that he has, his ability to pick out just late round value in an incredible fashion.
Sure does. Oh, sit down, kid. Nick Chubb, man, 112 yards on 16 carries. Who knew all it took was making them run the ball?
Yeah, no, exactly. That's exactly what you need and what you want, and it's so effective. It's why the Browns are constructed this way for a reason. And when they do it, then they do it well. Look out. This team is very hard to stop.
Indeed. Welcome, John. Thanks for saying hello. Last play of the 3rd quarter here. Chubb in the zone. He really is his most self when he's glowing, by the way. Another stiff arm for a first down. It's like the only time that he actually runs like Chubb is when he's in the zone. Yeah,
he is, although I have to say, today, even not in the zone, he actually looked a lot like Chubb. Just those quick,
awesome,
through the hole, so fast, running over a dude, trying to tackle him. Not even in the zone, he was just laying down some licks. He was looking good all day.
Sure, a little QB draw here from Brissett. I did find it interesting. Sorry, I felt like it was a little unfair to ask questions in the chat without actually having the audio on, so I couldn't tell if anybody was responding to them. But did you find it interesting that they held Brissett out tonight?
No. And I started to. We were kind of talking about that. No, I actually think that was by design. Because again, there's so much uncertainty under the quarterback position. Obviously, if you don't want Deshaun to get hurt, but most likely he's not playing game 1. At a minimum, he's probably not playing 6 games. So if he does get hurt, you've got at least 6 weeks to try to get him recovered. If not significantly more, right? As that one is going to be underthrown, an ugly pick.
Arm punt.
Yeah, for a touchback too, which is worse.
Yes.
But especially from there, because you're already in scoring position and just completely given away. So a very meager punt at best.
I thought so too, Kobe. I thought Dobbs looked fine. Everybody's like, we got to go get Josh Rosen as a better backup. I was like, I thought Dobbs was good. I thought Rosen ran the offense really well too.
Yeah, no, Rosen did. I was very impressed with Dobbs. He showed some real veteran savvy in there. I'm sure he can't make all the throws, but he's at that point when you're playing smart at the quarterback position, it doesn't overly matter. He was the right kind of impressive, just being really steady with his feet, kind of settled in the pocket, making
Absolutely.
Ooh, nice
out,
hit.
picked up by Delpit. Ronnie's knocked it out of Hooper's hands. First down, Browns at the 13.
Let's go. That was fun. Anyway, so no, I thought he was very settled in the pocket. Just looked good. He was reading the field well. He made nice throws, very advisable choices. And then when it wasn't there, he was smart about escaping the pocket and using his legs to his advantage. And no, I was very impressed with Dobbs. He was absolutely what you're looking for.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, for the
Marlo will come in
for the Brissett thing. I think they look at it like you don't put him out there because you got to have a quarterback to start. You don't want to get one of the two hurt, so you got to pick one. Which one do you want to risk? You probably risk the guy that A has some time to recover, and then nice stiff arm there from Chubb. A has time to recover, but then B also is the guy that hasn't played in the NFL for over a year, so you definitely want to try to knock off as much rust while you can and give him some game time snaps. So protect Brissett and then try to get some rust off of your franchise guy.
They were talking tonight too that this is the week of the joint practices with the Eagles as well, and so maybe keeping him more fresh for that. There's Chubb on a 4th and 1. Stiff arm into the end zone. Browns touchdown. They take the lead against these 7-0 in our sim Titans.
That's right. Incredible run there. I loved that. That was just running through a tackler and just stood him up and said, "No, you don't." Yeah, how about the play of DeAnthony Bell, though? That kid just balled out. He was incredible in the game. I mean, a lot of young players played really, really well. But certainly had to be impressed with Isaiah Thomas, had to be impressed with Dobbs, had to be impressed with Ford. MJ Emerson was incredible. He really sparked the
that was an awesome play.
Yeah, that sparked the entire game. The young rookie class got absolutely juiced after that. You could see it in their play. All of them came out and just balled after that. But MJ Emerson was great throughout. I mean, from snap one, that first coverage, that was completed, but that was really nice coverage. He had his hand right in there. He played it very, very well. Was very impressed with him. And then I also love the fact that he came up and made some really nice tackles in run defense. Just really solid form tackles, just not afraid to stick his nose in there. Very physical at the point of attack and looked so good. Did not miss a tackle that I saw and had very good coverage throughout. And then, of course, that interception was just next level.
I thought all their DBs tackled pretty well. They
did.
A lot of them stuck their nose in on the run game.
Yep, they did.
And,
Javonte Moffett in there was just like all over the place. Just very nice tackling left and right.
Yeah. Honestly, the worst part of the game was the 3 series that Watson was in.
Yep.
I'm just not really sure what they were trying to accomplish, and it's like you're going to give him half of the line and none of the weapons.
Yeah, it was a mixed bag. I think it was.
And then as soon as Harris got hurt, I was like, oh gosh. And then Gironist fumbles, and you're like, oh my god.
Well,
just get him off the field.
First, they had the center quarterback as soon as Pochik comes in, and have that center quarterback. Because he kind of muffed that the first time. That exchange got messed up that very first snap. And then immediately afterwards, Gironist Johnson, who they kept calling Brown on the broadcast.
I had Chris Rose and Joe Thomas here in Columbus. So
unfortunately, I had to have the Jacksonville
with the DD on the sideline. It was great.
I was stuck with actually maybe there's a way. There may be a way in NFL Plus that I just need to get to the right thing to get the in city. But I would have loved to have that broadcast because it was awful on the Jacksonville broadcast. They kept calling Johnson Brown and a bunch of other stuff. It was not good. But then eventually I just gave up on it and listened to Zagura and the voice of the Browns do it on the radio while I was watching the game. And the game was, 3 or 4 seconds behind, so I knew it was going to happen before it happened. But it was much more tolerable that way. And I really enjoyed.
Absolutely.
I really enjoyed how they worked together in particular.
I thought Zagura did great. Yeah, I thought Zagura. I turned it on for a while as well. That's a bum. a bum DPI on the nuisance, Greg Newsome.
Indeed.
We nicknamed him the nuisance while you were in San Diego.
Yes, no, I caught that. I was actually listening to that game when that happened. I just wasn't able to chat about it. I heard Kishin was the one that came up with that one.
I thought he's the master of nicknames. That's for
right.
us, for sure. Not the master of coin or the master of keys, the master of nicknames. Master of ships. All right, we're trickling down to the end of the game. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy on Sports. Appreciate everybody being on with us. Thank you so much to our subscribers. You guys are the best as we continue to push towards 1,000. Over 830 now, which is just awesome. Really appreciate it. And it looks like the Browns are 6.5 minutes away from going 4-3. And again, you all voted via the Discord channel, so we have kept Jacoby Brissett in. Maybe we'll get some clarity on that this week. Of course, the news coming out yesterday that he's willing to take 8 plus some cash. So maybe a last-ditch effort to settle potentially happening. Oof. Derrick Henry just pushed Denzel Ward back about 3 yards, and they'll tackle him at the 1. He is still a beast. 5.5 to go. Henry into the zone. And he will get the handoff and walk very easily into the end zone on the right side. Touchdown Titans.
Yep,
make it a game.
That's 2 touchdowns in a row for him, one by land and one by error, and both of them seemingly far too easily conceded by this Browns defense. One a little pick play that just nobody even in the area for that earlier touchdown, and then that one where it was just very well blocked up front, and he had nobody even to try to make a tackle in that hole.
No, he didn't. Not sure why David Bell is the kick returner, but
I don't know. But he had a really nice return earlier in the sim.
Did he?
He
Well,
did
there
have
you
a
go.
really nice juke. Mason, do you mean D'Anthony Bell was really good? Because maybe I missed it, but I didn't see anything out of it. I wasn't even sure if David Bell was playing.
I think David Bell had a catch. Nice run by Chubb. 15, 16, 17 yards. 20 carries, $155 for the Chubbernaut. Let's go. You're going to win a lot of football games when you give him 150 yards on the ground.
Right.
And just when he's going to take a little rest, here comes Kareem up the middle. Sweet little cut over the middle, over the 50, and another first down run for the Browns. Over 200 rushing yards for the Browns now. 34 runs, 26 passes. Love to see that. Brissett, turnaround Chubb, hit in the backfield by Simmons, and he somehow keeps his balance. That was awesome.
That was incredible. The running attack in this game has been so much fun. Both backs getting heavily involved and excellent games. Just that run-first mentality, and it's paid off in a big way.
So speaking of this boot action, which he's not doing anything with except bouncing, and now he'll fire right side, and it's caught by Cooper, but it was fun. Kit's made us all smarter football fans. How many times did we see that boot action levels concept from the Browns, man. And it was open every time?
Oh yeah, absolutely, and it was great. Loved seeing that, and you really they're executing it very, very well.
Mm-hmm. I thought Rosen ran the boot game really well.
Yeah, he did. I was very impressed with that.
Which I was a little surprised. Like, I don't know. I guess I don't remember watching him much in UCLA. Like, I didn't know he had that mobility to his game.
No, but he showed a little bit of it out there, and he certainly was able to throw, kind of that throw outside of the pocket thing that Baker was so good at, that throw on the move, and he did a very nice job being accurate on the move.
Yes, he did. 2nd and 2, Brissett will step up in the pocket and find Cooper past the 10 to the 5 to the 4, 1st and goal. For the Browns, touchdown here puts it away as we've reached the 2-minute warning, or they could just go old school and kneel, put them out of their misery now. Of course, I guess the Titans would use their tight end or their timeouts. That would be a baller move.
Mm-hmm.
Motion coming from Bell, and they'll give it to Chubb, and he's going to be untouched into the end zone. Let's go, Browns.
Yep, certainly like that drive. Obviously looking to soak up a lot of clock, and they do. But very consistently on the run game there and finding ways to block it well up front. But this, kind of the quintessential nice play from this O-line as Chubb really, again, uncontested, much like Derrick Henry enjoyed a moment ago. Nick Chubb does the same. Nobody there to even make a tackle.
Yeah, I guess your only complaint is that they were too effective running the football, that they still left a little time on the clock, perhaps.
Right.
So still obviously up 10, under 2.
Yep.
Still feeling pretty good about this one. So appreciate everybody being on. We will run week 9. I think at some point tomorrow I actually have a rare Saturday without a wedding, so we should be able to run something on the morrow as we continue to try to squeeze this season in before the new game should arrive this week. Tannehill back to pass. Clowney jumps for the ball. Oof, look at Greedy. Put a little elbow into the side of Robert Woods. Incomplete.
A little elbow grease in there.
3rd and 5 now. Tannehill back to pass. Big throw hit by Winfrey as he throws. Single coverage and swatted away. Actually looked like Treylon Burks was the one who played defensive back there, swatting it away from Greg Newsome.
Yeah, I thought for a moment that Newsome was going to come up with an incredible one-handed catch. It looked like he had a position to just kind of corral that with one hand as he was going to the ground, but not able to do it. It was almost a wild highlight.
4th and 5, and he'll find Treylon Burks for a first down. Tannehill, short throw to the right side, dump it off to a tight end. Short gain, they'll go no huddle. Still haven't called any of their timeouts yet, ironically enough.
Yeah. It is
classic
odd.
Madden time management.
Yeah, yes, you're down 10, so maybe they just gave up on the chance that they can win this because it's a lot of scoring to do in very little time. But still,
yeah, you're right. Usually they do keep the 3 timeouts for post onside kick if possible. And they'll let it go all the way down before they start calling them.
But I also think it's because they don't assume, the use of the sideline. I don't think that Madden realizes the sideline is, another free timeout, So if you play to that as a, it makes you a little bit more predictable, certainly. But but using that sideline to your advantage can give you way more, clock stoppage, which is huge. And then you can use your timeouts when you absolutely have to have them, then scheme up plays specifically to give yourself a chance. As this one, should have been picked.
Come on, Denzel. Come on. I guess he's already had 1 pick six. That would have been a second.
True.
13 seconds to go in the game. Tannehill throws a short out route to Derrick Henry. So it looks like the Titans' 7-0 season will not continue. Marlo, are you on the Discord? I don't know for sure. My guess will be like mid-afternoon. If you put a gun in my head. Here we go.
That one's gonna get picked.
Now it's picked. Here's the nuisance. 25, 30. Could he go all the way? 50-yard line. He's on the other side. He's going to outrun everybody. Oh, sweet little block. 20, 10, 5. Newsome with 000 on the clock. Game over, Browns, in beautiful style.
Yeah, what a photo finish that was. That was fun, as Newsome was not going to be denied that time, outrunning some guys there as he should, but it was a very close thing. They were right on him, but he manages to escape, and a nice little hurdle of a would-be tackler going for his feet before outrunning a pair of offensive players on his way to score 6, and that was a long way to go.
Sure was. Did they try a fake field goal? Why does the kicker have a completion?
Yes, they completed a fake field goal, and he actually got the first down. It was like the first fake I've seen actually well executed. It was impressive. I was very impressed. You should go back and watch it. It was fun.
I will for sure. All right,
even
so
if it was against our Browns.
I know, and they welcome in, Sean. They get the dubs here, and they're going to give the first loss of the season. How about this running? Over 230 yards between your 2 top running backs, and again, 35 carries. That's much more like it. 3 touchdowns today for Chubb as well. which is just massive. So who knew? Just starring up a few more running plays did the trick, I guess.
11 broken tackles. Gotta love that.
Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeed. So a couple of turnovers. Ward had the pick six, and Newsom, both of them, a pick six. 67 and 86 yards, and of course neither of them even suited up this evening. So appreciate everybody being on. Thanks, Kit, for running the most of this game while I finished up my date night. We went out for a lovely dinner and then watched the Browns on repeat. And they won the game. So there you go. And then the Browns won the Sim. So
that's right.
But we really do appreciate everybody being on. Again, you guys are the best. Staying up late with us, we appreciate it for sure. So check the Discord. The invitation link is always in the description of this and any of our other videos. And you can hop on and you'll know exactly when we will go live tomorrow, and you can also see that. So the Ravens look like they're 2-5. To answer Lamar's question from earlier, how about the Bengals at 6-1, Steelers at 5-2 now, Browns kind of creeping back in again as well. Again, first loss of the season handed to the Titans. Looks like we have Texans, Niners, and Lions coming up as our next 3 games. So make sure you have a chance to join us for those ones. But appreciate everybody being on. Kit, anything else to wrap it up?
No, that was absolutely fun. Glad you could hop on there for the end. Certainly was a fun game, and there was a lot. It was it was a lot tighter than there were some definitely exciting games or exciting plays in that, but really didn't feel out of control at any time in that game for the Browns. They just kind of felt like they were in control, and it really started all with that run game, because establishing the run game right from the gate was so important. It set everything else up on offense. And then once the offense was clicking, I mean, there's really no stopping them. They just got themselves in a good position throughout the game, put themselves in a tie ball game, and then started just to grind it out. And sure enough, ended up on top where they belong.
Absolutely. Mock Draft has Quinn Ewers going first overall. If you were curious about the 2024 Mock Draft. Pretty real hardcore simmers out there. All right, guys, have a great night. Take care of yourselves. As always, go Browns!